Bam! That's it. In your face. In your face, baby. Guys, namaste. God bless. How are all of you? Happy Wednesday. Now that I've scared half of you to scroll past me, happy Wednesday. And granted, this was supposed to be kind of like last night's show. It's a great lesson. Let me explain. Last night, showered up, hair was all pretty. I was ready to come on, and something inside was saying, "Wait, don't go on yet." And I said, "All right, okay, fine." And I said, "Wait, maybe I'm missing something." Within a minute and a half after I thought about that, actually 2 minutes, to be honest with you, the phone rings. It's Tori. Can you pick me up? So imagine, and I actually listened to that. I mean, the hardest thing we as little simpletons don't realize is that there's always something that it's screaming at us to listen, but we failed to do. And last night I actually did. I waited, and I said, okay, she had a bloody nose at work. She's fine, but it was a pain in the butt, and went and picked her up. Not a problem, but I actually listened to myself. But it worked out very well for her. She got home, got some rest. But on this Wednesday, it's International Candle Day. Yeah, I mean, candles are awesome. I dig them. My kids buy them for me all the time. And it's also National Roof Over Your Head Day. Be grateful that there is a roof. It'd be cold outside right now, man. I remember that. At the 12 by 12, I mean, when I was job searching and I was walking literally for miles every day, just looking for work, what a mindset that was, 12 years ago. It's compared to now. I remember all I had was a leather coat. I mean, that was it. I mean, that's all I had. I never really worried about a coat when I was married because, you hop in the car, you go get the kids, come back, in the house, do what we got to do. But when you're thrust into facing a new reality like that, you're not ready for it. I knew I had to walk during the day because nighttime it was very cold. Also, on the Berlin Turnpike, I'd be walking till 7, 8 o'clock at night, and now it'd be dark as hell. And there people be jumping out of the bushes. It was such a crazy time. But most importantly, today is International Let's Hug Day. Could you imagine if we all started hugging each other? I mean, what a concept. Being raised in the late 70s and 80s, I can honestly say it was a hugging time. Nobody had issues back then. Anybody in my age group can attest to that. For some reason, people just let it down. There wasn't an issue. I mean, even before that, neighbors knew everybody, watched each other's kids. I mean, to me, the question I ask myself every day is like, what happened? What happened? Well, a lot of things happened. People have made different choices. They've inundated themselves with information that's causing fear, mistrust, lack, and they're actually believing it. And they're actually, realizing what's going on. And that's the paradox. And that's what I'm going to get into on a great reel from Bashara. But here's the secret. Here's the secret to all the shit you need to know about life. And it's really simple. And this is what I didn't understand at first. But the 87 classic Wall Street, Gordon Gekko had the most amazing line. He says, the most valuable commodity I know is information. And when you really think about what he's saying, beyond the unlawfulness that was going on in the movie, he was absolutely right. The most valuable commodity you need to know is information about yourself. Because if you're the source, if we're the magnet that's bringing everything into our life, we have to understand how the magnet works. He used it in finance, and he was perfect at it. He was a master at it because he mastered the art of getting money. He did it in ways that, were unlawful indeed, lawful or unlawful, however way you want to put it. But he did it in ways where it gratified his wants and needs. We have that same ability with us. We gotta understand and master ourselves. Yeah, I remember back in the 12 by 12, literally had a GoFundMe. I had a GoFundMe looking for work. I was trying anything. I was leaving business cards at ATMs. I was trying, anything. I wonder why nobody ever wanted to hire me, because the desperation in my tone probably just scared everybody away, and I get that. But there's one person on my Facebook page, I'm not sure if she's still around. She sent me a book. And I got pissed off. I was like, why don't you just send me money? She sent me a book, a philosophy book, and I can't find it. I'm trying to find it because I want to personally thank her. And there was a little note in there. It said, this is more valuable than any dollar you'll ever receive. And indeed, she was right. I never read the book, but I understood the concept. To solve your problems, you have to go to the source. You have to understand who you are as a person. You have to realize what kind of energy you're sending out. And think of these two words, choice and trust. Your choices affect everything in life, and what you trust manifests those choices. When you understand that, you'll understand what kind of vibration you're sending off every day. And this is the problem. This is why Einstein was so great. He said, thinking is hard work. That's why so few do it. It is. It is. After, I would say, a decade now, full force into this, learning, unlearning, gathering, attaining, let go, all these, things about myself and constantly learning about myself have created this self now. But I understood that I had to make a choice whether to believe what I was reading or not. I had to trust myself to believe in it, knowing that it's going to do me better and or not better, and make a choice from there. But people don't want to do that. They want distractions in life. They want this. They want their wants fed first and their distractions fed first. I can honestly tell you, to get all you desire, you have to understand you're the most valuable commodity, you. But you have to understand how this commodity works. You don't jack out 5 figures to an IRA without reading the disclosure, which a lot of us don't read it anyway until it's too late. But I'm making a point here. You don't just throw money at something without understanding the basic concepts of it. You wouldn't just throw yourself at a person without understanding his or her basic concepts. Actually, some people do nowadays. Actually, forget about that last shit. If you go on TikTok or Instagram, they don't care. They're just saying, what the hell, procreate. Well, it's the procreation, decade out there. It's pretty sad. But that's where guys like me come in, and thousands of other people to wake people the hell up, saying you can stop the madness and you can find inner peace. Because with that inner peace, like I always say in American Mentor, comes clarity. It becomes you as a whole. But James Allen was warning people a century ago. He was trying to inform people that as you think it, so shall you be. Here's a simple passage from a book, As a Man Thinketh. Listen to this. A man is literally what he thinks, his character being the complete sum of his thoughts. And men anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. It sounds like half of the population. It's just people are not in the mood. They don't want to, that they're afraid to see the reflection in the mirror, but what they don't realize is that reflection is what they're projecting. And what they're projecting, they're attracting. That simple philosophy alone should wake you the hell up, just like that book did with me, because at the time I didn't understand it until I realized what she was trying to tell me. She didn't explain it in a way that I could understand with my irrational thinking at the time. Indeed, if information about yourself can bring you all the money you desire, all the love you desire, all the happiness you desire, but you have to make a choice and you have to trust. A lot of people don't do that now. We're living in this paradox of life where, I'll trust this thing, but not trust that thing. It doesn't work that way. You're all in or you're not, meatball. You got to be in the pool or don't even bother. Because if you want fits and starts, put a toe in the pool. You want to immerse yourself in yourself, about yourself. You're going to create for yourself an amazing life from that. And from there, a better attraction force for finance, abundance, romance, money, whatever it might be. You just become a better magnet. That's the whole point. It's helping you understand if the better the magnet you become, the better you attract. And life can only give you more of that. The universe is precise. Literally, it's perfection in action. It's just mimicking what you're doing. It's saying, okay, you think you're a schmuck. Let's bring you more situations to match that. It doesn't. It's not biased, man. It's like your brain is your mind's the same way. It doesn't care what you put in. It doesn't care, real or not real. That's why imagination is so powerful, because you can put in there stories of you having it all, being it all. Then you're going to start feeling about what you're telling yourself every day. Your body's going to start reacting to it. Guess what? You're emitting the story out to the universe, to life in general. You're going to start seeing synchronicities from that. You're going to say, what the hell happened? Nothing. You just immersed yourself in a concept that is now manifested into reality. That's the beauty of the mind. The mind is, I freaking love this. Listen to this from Anne Frank. But this is what people do. And then they go ahead and freaking blame life about that. I have no concept. I have no idea why. But then when they realize they reach the epiphany, wait, I'm the cause and life's the effect? Yes, indeed. So you can stop it by creating a better cause. And life will ultimately give you a better effect. Anne Frank said our lives are fashioned by choices. First we make our choices, then our choices make us. Indeed. Indeed. But listen, I want to share this with you guys from Bashara. He was like Abraham Hicks. I mean, they would have these lectures where people can walk up and throw a microphone like this and cry and tell him or her their problems. But listen, it just relates to you, because this was all me, I mean, back in the day. But if this relates to you, I mean, you'll understand the hypocrisy in the inner civil war that you're going through. And it should make you smile, because when you understand why things happen, you understand your beliefs and how you were raised, and you analyze everything, life really starts to make sense. You say, wow, I used to think that way. Indeed. But listen, the power of the paradox is the heading from the real. And there was a lady who walked up and had trust issues. I mean, like I mentioned, trust, a firm belief, indeed. She mentioned, I think I do lack trust. And it must have been longer than that. That was her final answer. I feel like Jeopardy here. But she said, I think I do lack trust. And Bashar says something quite powerful. He said, you can't. And the camera goes back on the lady, and the lady's like stunned. She goes, what do you mean I can't? You can't have an experience. You can have an experience of lacking trust, but you're trusting that. Think about what I just said. You can have an experience of lacking trust, but you're trusting that. So what he's saying is you never really lack trust. You're choosing not to trust. This is how powerful we are. He goes on to say, you can feel out of control, but you're controlling that. You can feel like you lack confidence, but you're confident about that. Those two lines right there should say, wait, what? This is the hypocrisy that we've been brought up in. We're saying we don't trust, but we're trusting what we don't trust as a belief system. Transformation is you flipping the switch on that belief system. You think you're out of control and life's out of control, but you're in control of that thought that's creating the out of controlness in your life. Do you understand the hypocrisy here? And this is why people get so crazy about life. But when all they have to do is realize what they're projecting and the choices and their beliefs in that projection about life. And you can feel like you lack confidence, but you're confident about that. I mean, it's the epiphany that everybody needs to understand. It's the inner civil war that we create with ourselves. And then we start creating all these different beliefs from that. And the paradox is some are good, some are bad, but then we spend our whole day wasting time going back and forth with this inner civil war instead of making a conscious choice to be who we truly are. Without denial, without making any doubts, without anything else in there, just making a complete and utter choice. So you don't need to have conversations like this. And by the time he was done telling her what I just told you, she literally was laughing out loud because she realized the hypocrisy of the mindset she was living in. Stop being so hard on yourself, man. Make a decision, make a choice on who you're going to be, amplify it in your feelings every day, write it out like I do every day, implant it in your conscious and subconscious mind without any trusting it 1,000% that it's going to manifest. Practice that every day in your thoughts, your feelings, your words, your actions and deeds. Life is going to give you it, no matter what. But this is the beauty of you. You are guaranteed, man. I'm going to go to the infomercial. But wait, there's more. What's the more, Jer? The more is you have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it so long where it becomes so natural in your life that you don't even have to think about it, because now it's an anchored thought. We've been anchored to not hug people, not COVID or this. We've been anchored not to trust our neighbor. We've been anchored that the world is a bad place. We've been anchored on all these beliefs and ideas of other people that have thrown our minds through a complete and utter loop, because we actually believe that shit in a lot of ways. Some people do, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not lacking or doubting. And if you want to believe that pigs fly, go ahead. They actually do. It's called a bread. It's actually a bread that we saw in our store. So stuff like this should wake you guys the hell up. And that's the whole point, is to realize we live in a world where we're inundated with all kinds of beliefs from everybody. And the problem is that you're scrolling along, absorbing all of their thoughts instead of your own. You create your own thought patterns. That's the beauty about choice, the act of selecting or making a decision. You go about your choice. You choose and you edify yourself, and you get the most amazing knowledge about yourself. Life is going to give you more of that, because you are the most valuable commodity. Remember that. You are so different than everybody else. Don't think you're the herd or anything else. If you think that you have to be like everybody else, then go ahead. It's your choice. You're trusting that assumption. You're evolving at that timeline to be that part of the herd, and that's fine. I chose the latter of that, the different approach to life. I said, wait, I followed all my life. Wait, why don't I just lead myself for once and realize, okay, fine, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be this. You make a conscious choice. I posted a reel today about, by this time next year, your life is going to be completely different. I forgot the quote. I should have friggin' wrote it down. But it's in my story. It's so true. You have 365 days from today. If you make a choice right now that you're going to be this, 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 and this, and you amplify that, you edify yourself on that, you become a master at it, as Gordon Gekko did with money, and unlawfully, sadly. It was a great story plot, though. But it was a great thing about life, because the most valuable commodity is you. And you start treating yourself that way instead of a second-hand Goodwill store, then life can only give you that. Most of us have lived in Goodwill all our lives, not realizing Saks is right next door. It's saying, look, we have this for you. What do you want? I'll take Goodwill instead. Well, that's what you're going to get in life. The conscious choice is you saying, wait, I deserve better. Indeed, I'm seeing it online a lot now that people have that kind of mentality. But guess what? They go on shows where they get ridiculed for being themselves. So they're only getting reinstalled the old self to get off the show to start crying in the mirror, what's wrong with me? Don't put yourself in situations like that. Put yourself in a mindset that is only who you truly want to be. And you follow that, like the Constitution. You create your own preamble of happiness that you're going to live by every day. And who stays, who goes, that's up to them. I lost them all. Because there was not for a bad thing, because it was about relating. If you don't relate to somebody, they're not going to hang around, man. And I just didn't relate to the crowd mentality. Now it's a small sphere, which is even better, because it's like minds. The good thing about social media is like having thousands of neighbors that you can check in with all the time. I like that. It's not as personal, indeed. You're not going to get a hug out of it there, meatball. But what you're going to get is inspiration, information, and you involve yourself with that sphere of influence of like-minded people. It's going to anchor your new passion even more. That's the beauty about life, is that you have a choice, but you have to trust your choice. And how do you trust it? You keep reinforcing it. It's like concrete. Concrete will collapse without rebar. You keep doing that all the time, you're going to keep bringing that all the time. So think about it for yourself, guys. Happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? America's Mentor _radio on Instagram. Much love, YouTube and Instagram for promoting this show, the reels. God bless, guys. Hashtag Jerry Maldonado on YouTube. Subscribe and share. And realize that our lives are fashioned by choices. Whatever choices you make about yourself, you're going to bring to yourself. So why not make it good, man? Our lives are fashioned by choices. First, we make our choices. Then our choices make us. This is the guarantee. You make the choice that you're only going to be a certain way every day. You amplify it. You practice it every day. Life is going to start to mimic what you're doing. It's awesome. You can't lose at this game, man. So happy Wednesday. Enjoy, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon, man.